Muni Maha Munaye Swaha. Once again, let us reinforce the visualizations of the bodhicitta field and the refuge field and make prostrations together. Once again, let us quickly gather our thoughts, recollect the kindness of the triple jewels, and with a full gratitude in heart, let us place our palms together to request Geshe to turn the wheel of Dharma according to the well wishes and capacities of the students. Geshe, kindly give us the teaching.
The bottom of page 3, everybody. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Oh, setting the motivation first. Thanks. Okay. Sorry, everybody. We can't leave out setting the motivation. So, part of the preliminary prayers. 1, visualize the refuge field in front of you. In the space in front of you, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They are looking upon you with immense kindness and unconditional love, just as a mother looks upon her only child. Next, visualize the bodhicitta field in front of you. Visualize seated on either side of you your kind parents, mother on the left and father on the right. Additionally, you are accompanied by all other dear mother sentient beings, leaving none aside, and you are leading them in this practice. The purpose of the practice, to manifest the Buddha nature within you, which is the ultimate source of happiness, by removing the 2 mental obscurations, afflictive obscurations, consisting of the afflictions of negative emotions, contaminated karmas, and their corresponding active seeds, and cognitive obscurations, the subtle stains or inactive latencies of the afflictions and contaminated karmas. So, enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. Sangye Chedang Sogi Chognam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kyapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Gipet Sognam Ki Drola Penche Sangye Tropa Shog Sangye Chedang Sogi Chognam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kyapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Gipet Sognam Ki Drola Penchi Sangye Drupa Shok Sangye Chudang Sogi Chognam La Jangchu Badu Dagni Kyapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Gipet Sognam Ki Drola Penchi Sangye Drupa Shok. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mother of hearers, the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all lead hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, which through the knowledge of paths causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sagata, and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays, to you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. And shall I say?
Okay. Oh, Dharma to Prabhavam Hetum Shandata Gato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodam Evam Bhate Mahashramana Yeswa Dharma to Prabhavam Hetum Shandata Gato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodam Evam Bhate Mahashramana Yeswa Dharma to Prabhavam Hetum Shandata Gato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodam Evam Bhate Mahashramana Yeswa Dharma to Prabhavam Hetum Shandata Gato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodam Evam Bhate Mahashramana Yeswa.
All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite, such as the nectar-like Dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I pay obeisance. The four seals of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. All phenomena are of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma. Likewise, the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. Instructions on parting from the four attachments. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. And then moving along to page 20, Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, page 14. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shaka clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O Supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds. Winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, colour like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust-free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean. To you, the Tathagata, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality. To the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of false, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. And then if we could move to the Heart Sutra on page 29. The Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya triple gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Buddha was dwelling on massive Vulture's mountain in Vajragriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Lokitrishvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Lokitrishvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty. Without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration, and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Paragas Samgate Bodhi Svaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aradishvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that. It is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha, having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravijishvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandhavas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be non-existent. May they be pacified. May all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. If we could move to page 35, 8 verses for training the mind by Geshe Lungri Tangpa. With the determination to achieve the highest aims for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character, and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all the remains undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lam Rim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my 2 collections, vast as space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. The 7-limb practice on the following page. Excerpt from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You, the lions amongst humans, gone to freedom in the present, past and future, in the worlds of 10 directions, to all of you with body, speech and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas, numberless as particles, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sagatas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, the victorious ones. Fine, fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger and ignorance, these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the world in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated by making prostrations, offerings and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings.
Middle offering, page 40, page 14. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha failed to offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. Oh, Sure.
The four Dharmas of Venerable Gampopa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May I be blessed that my Dharma practice is on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is freed of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The four Dharmas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. Becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps at true existence. Please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not even see an intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatiyami. The foundation of all good qualities on the following page 42, by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karmas follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest negativity and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the Pradamoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish the essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mothers, migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in this general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of Holy Guru. Like that, may the gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara.
Cite the mixed verse, first English, and then chant followed by English. You are beloved with Ishvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and magician, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyed hosts of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losantapa at your feet and make prostrations. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hosts of demons without exception. Sangha, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, was on top by 80 feet and make restorations. Okay, then Shangela, thank you so much. We are next generating the amount of contemplative yoga, Tamjene Yogsem Kyeba, which consists of 4 parts. First, let's do 5 minutes of shamatha meditation. Are you ready? Okay, for the shamatha meditation, for sitting, the physical body posture is the most important thing is body upright and eyes not closed. Body upright but not rigid. It should be flexible and eyes not closed, eyes half open, cast down, and then then go for the focal point. And with respect to the number 3, identify the areas of meditation, that's very important. Mental laxity and the excitement, and overcome the two errors by applying the introspection mindfulness. Okay, next, renunciation based on the practice of the four seals. This is not going to be guided today, as we said yesterday. So today, let's see if you can do it on your own, if you can remember the points with which to follow to meditate on renunciation. So what I do is that first they indicate the renunciation, what it means, followed by each of the four seals one by one, with a gap of like 2 minutes. And then as I move to the next point, you no need to rush. Just wind up what you're doing of the first, and then at your own pace, move to the second. This is how we follow. Ready? Renunciation. Renunciation is to renounce the miseries, not the happiness. Renounce the miseries. We need to know how to renounce causes of miseries. And the causes of miseries, which we already learned from much, which the Buddha indicated, ye dharma hetu prabhava, hetum tesham tathagato hyevatat. And Nagarjuna summarized what the Buddha taught in his the Mul Madhyamaka Karika, or the fundamental wisdom of the middle way. Chapter 18, verse number 5, where Nagarjuna taught, ceasing all karma's afflictions is nirvana. Karma's afflictions arise from conceptualization of inappropriate tension, which in turn arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, and the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. But this, the root of the miseries, the Buddha indicated as ignorance, and the ignorance again has many levels. The ignorance misconceiving impermanent phenomena as permanent, ignorance which misconceives miseries as happiness, ignorance which misconceives impure things as pure, and finally, ignorance which misconceives what is empty of objective reality as objective reality, selfhood, which at first all composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things of a certain nature. Everything is the nature, emptiness, the selflessness. Okay, this will do the guided. Just for the meditation emptiness. Just follow instructions as much as possible. What your body doing? I'm meditating. And what is your body doing? My body is in the meditative posture. And how does this person who you identify as I exist? Objectively or subjectively? How does it appear? Of course, objectively, so solidly there. And the belief in this self, which you identify as I, to be existing objectively and not like a dream. This is self-grasping ignorance. This is the moment this mindset sets in, the loss of freedom comes into being. The moment you're in dream, the dream takes you over. You've lost the freedom. This is exactly what happens. Self-grasping ignorance creates a dream, the illusion of the whole universe. The moment it is created, you lose your freedom. How do you know that this is ignorance? This is not valid mind. Remember what Nagarjuna taught. If the mirage were to be water, but not those close by the mirage see water. With a similar tool in reasoning, if this self who identifies as I but exists objectively, why don't I see this self as I go closer to this object? Going closer to this object, that is technically known as subjecting this person to ultimate analysis. Subject and person ultimate analysis, we're not interested in anything else other than the objective existence self. So let's see if such a self exists. Going closer, we end up seeing very thin layers of the skin of your body. Behind that, the fatty tissues. Behind that, the muscles, cartilages, the whole skeleton. Just look at each one of these things. The heart, the lungs, liver, pancreas, stomach, intestine. All the solid parts constitute the element of earth. And the element of earth is not identified as the objective self. Element of water, 4 liters of blood, which is pumped in and out by the heart to different parts of the body. Element of fire, 2,600 joules of energy of the body. In other words, the body heat, body temperature. This is no, of course, that is not identified as the self. Element of air, 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in and out through your lungs. Because that's also not identified as intrinsic or objective self. Element of space, 99.99% of our body is vacuum in nature. But I'm a solid person, space vacuum in nature. Evidence, the space is also not identified as objective self. What is left now? My consciousness, although my mind is left. I'm a male, I'm a female. The mind does not have a gender. Gender is posited purely based on the body. So therefore, even this mind is not identified as the self. But the people can see me. People cannot see my mind. So therefore, even this mind is also not not the objective self. Okay. Now you have come too close to the object, the self, in the eyes of ultimate analysis. And what you end up seeing is just 6 elements. Okay, tell me, which of 6 elements is this person? None. If none, okay, then see if this objective self exists as different from the 6 elements, different from the parts. I remove the 6 elements, what happens? Nothing is left there. Now from the object, where is this self? Where is the self as objective real? Where is that? No way to be seen. Stay in this experience for a while. And for some people, there can be a tinge of a fear. If it does happen, there's nothing to worry. You're very fortunate. In some cases, an extremely tranquil feeling at the core of your being. In some cases, cold waves can flow through the body. In some cases, tickling sensations can run the body. Even if these indications come, you are very fortunate. If not, nothing worry. Study more, contemplate more, and meditate more, and pray to Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arinigarjuna, that you soon be able to uncover this wisdom of emptiness. Yes, this meditation is so powerful, it's amazing. But what's the benefit of this meditation? Yes, just as this self is discovered to be empty of objective reality and discovered to be just like a dream coming from the subject, the moment you subject your misery, sickness, aging, tension, anxiety, stress, anguish, and so forth to the same analysis, subjecting the analysis to a surprise, you will come to discover that nothing of them exists. Obviously, they're all like illusion. They're all like dream. The moment you come to wake up, you discover that all what happened in a dream, the fear, nightmare, everything is mental projection. The moment you discover that, all the fears dissolve. All the miseries, tension in the dream drops. This is exactly what happens here. To discover that all your mental sorrows, mental disturbance, they are nothing but the mental projection, nothing objective real. All your sorrows, they dissolve. Sorrows are transcended. This is what the Buddha indicated as transcending sorrow is absolute peace, where the profound peace, reliable peace dawns in you. Stay in this experience for a while and imagine and pray that generate this aspiration. May I forever experience this emptiness where all my sorrows are transcended for good. This experience of the aspiration to get away from the sorrows of life in the experience of emptiness is the ultimate understanding of the renunciation. Again, just about this experience and this aspiration for a while. Okay, slowly come to the practice to move to the Bodhisattva practice. Are you ready? Next, Bodhicitta. So this is going to be guided, and as already reminded earlier, no doubt for many of us, this practice may sound so superficial and may not resonate with our mind, natural things. Don't worry. This is known as practice. And finally, that no matter how superficial it may appear, this is the only way to stop all the tears of samsara and to expand your happiness to infinity. You ready? Given that this practice is something so precious, and which is the foundation for us to attain Buddhahood, to awaken a hidden treasure, therefore we need to seek support of the incredibly great, the triple gem. So visualize all the Buddhas Bodhisattvas in space in front of us, are so loving, caring, and embracing. Like the way the mother looks at you when you're doing something good. Mother feels so proud. Immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my dear mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and causes happiness. The cause of happiness primarily consisting of the most beautiful mind of bodhicitta and the most beautiful, most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness. May all my dear mother sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. I will take the responsibility that all my dear mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the cause of happiness. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas witnessing that you're making such a courageous commitment, like the mother after all these many years of raising her children single-handedly. Today, the eldest girl just aged 12 and the eldest son aged 11. You, as a little girl, little boy, go to the mother and tell the mother, Mom, please take rest. You've done everything for us. We know how much you love us. We also love you. Now that we are grown up, we'll take care for the siblings. And the mother could not believe her eyes. And yes, her eyes well up with the tears of joy. This is exactly what happens to all Buddhas. Buddhas helpless. They feel so proud of you. And for them to see that you are taking such an incredibly great responsibility to take for all the demonstration beings, and this pride and happiness invoke their compassionate minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the body speaks yours instills in all happiness, and of course the happiness in the minds of sentient beings you yourself. And you witnessing what is happening to all our demon sentient beings, you're intense happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Immeasurable compassion. How good it would be that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. Causes of suffering primarily consisting of self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude, and the offshoots in the form of inappropriate attention, gross afflictions, and contaminant karmas. May all my dear sentient beings be freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. I'll take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas witnessing that we're making such a courageous commitment to the intense happiness and proud for you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassionate minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the body brings yours. Frees the beings and they wash away all the miseries and causes of miseries from the sentient beings yourself. And you witness such a miracle is happening to all the demonstration beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sound with relief. Immeasurable joy. How good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they're endowed with. May all my dear sentient beings never be separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they're endowed with. I will take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they're endowed with. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas witnessing that you are making such a courageous commitment, they're intense happy and proud of you. This pardon happiness invoke their compassionate minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch lights and nectars with the bodies brings you yours, stabilizes the happiness and the cause of happiness the beings are endowed with. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening to all the demonstration beings. You're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Finally, the immeasurable equanimity. How good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others, and instead abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other dear sentient beings equally, leaving none aside. May all my dear mother sentient beings be freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. I'll take the responsibility that all my dear mother sentient beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you make such a courageous commitment, the intense happiness and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassionate minds to send forth nectars of soothing light towards you and all the messenger beings. The mere touch of light and nectars of the Bodhisattva makes yours. Frees the beings from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others, and instead making them abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other dear sentient beings equally, leaving none aside. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening to all of the sentient beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Underscoring all the 4 immeasurables is unconditional love. Abiding 6 minutes unconditional love. Imagining that you're looking at the eyes of each of the sentient beings with total love and affection, to the extent that each one of them feels themselves so special in your eyes. With folded hands, let us make a Bodhicitta commitment together 3 times. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. About in this most beautiful mind of the Bodhicitta, which is so precious. This is the foundation for you awakening your Buddha nature, awakening your hidden treasure, to experience fearlessness and infinite happiness for yourself and for all demonstrated beings. And slowly transform this beautiful mind of Bodhicitta into a spotless and clean white moon disk, horizontally sitting with the heart. Okay, this is amazing that you made such a courageous commitment to become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. But remember, no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out. Yes, I know that. I'm not like a handful of sand. I'm like a handful of sunflower seeds. I have a Buddha nature within me. I have the seed of full awakening within me. I have the hidden treasure within me. If this were the case, why it is not? How is it the case that it is not awakened? It is not activated since time immemorial till today? Yes, it's all because that till date I'm being deceived by the two demons, self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude, coming the facade of the best of my friends. Today I'm disillusioned by these two. I come to discover that these two are the worst of my enemies, while I have the full potential of fearlessness, when the tears of the pain can be stopped, but these always come with the facade of saving me and attract, and instead, so cunningly, viciously attract all the tears and the stress and miseries. Today, I'm disillusioned by that. I'm going to exterminate these two for good. What am I going to do to exterminate them? I'm going to introduce very powerful remedy. What is that? The wisdom of emptiness. Okay, let us quickly retrieve the experience of emptiness, which you meditated as the 3rd of the 4 seals. Okay. What are you doing? I'm meditating. And how does the person who you identify as I appear to you. Like a dream, your mind is creating it, or nothing to the mind is so objectively there. Of course, so objectively there. And this belief in things as objectively there, believing in yourself to be identified as I, to be objectively, this is known as self-grasping ignorance. This is one which traps us, which is ultimate object to be blamed at for trapping us in samsara, continuously make us shed tears of pain. Okay. How do I know that this is self-grasping ignorance? This ignorance is not valid mind. How do you know that? Many philosophers, even the philosophers, the greatest of the minds, they say that the self does exist objectively. And now today I'm hearing that self does not exist objectively. How do I know this? How do I know this ignorance? Okay. To evaluate this, remember what Nagarjuna taught. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? With a similar token reasoning, if this self would exist objectively, why don't I see this self as a go closer to the object? Okay, now let us go closer to the object. This is technically known as subjecting this person or this self to ultimate analysis. Subjecting self to ultimate analysis by going closer, you have seen the thin layer of skin, behind the fatty tissues, and all the solid parts, element of water, element of fire, element of air, element of space, and element of mind or consciousness. Okay, now you have come too close to the object, subjecting this person to ultimate analysis. What do you see now? If at all something is there from the object, it's just 6 elements. Now tell me, which of the 6 elements is this person who identified as objective itself? None. If none, remove them. See if the self does this objectively as separate from these 6 elements. Remove 6 elements, what is left? Nothing is left there. So with this, I get a conviction that objectively this self is empty. Such objective self is non-existent. This is what I'm discovering. Okay, stay in this experience for a while. This self is not at all identified objectively in isolated analysis. Stay in this experience for a while. And slowly transform this most fearless mind with the wisdom of emptiness into a spotlessly clean, thumb-size, white Vajra, vertically sitting on the Mundisk at your heart. Okay, now this is amazing. You have the moon and the Vajra. Moon is symbolic of the conventional bodhicitta. Vajra is symbolic of the ultimate bodhicitta, the non-dual, the blaze of non-dual bodhicittas. The title of the book is now manifested within you. So precious, so fortunate, so meritorious. Yes, I'm very meritorious. But what about my parents, children, family, all the family members, all sentient beings? Yes, and generate a very strong compassion to all the sentient beings, including your parents and children. And this compassion invokes the Vajramuni of the heart to multiply infinite number of times and share one side of the Vajramuni at the heart of your mother, one side with it at the heart of your father, one side with each of the family members, including children, one side with each of the beings, like your relatives, friends, or even unknown people in hospitals with a terminal illness. Just include them in this practice. Likewise, you share this Vajramun with each of the beings in the water bodies, from the tiniest of the units of the organism, amoeba, to the biggest of the blue whales, and in the wilderness, from the tiniest of the insects to the biggest of the elephants and so forth. And share this Vajramun with every being in this world, every being in the Milky Way galaxy, every being in the whole universe. Wow, they're so precious. You're so kind. Meanwhile, let us also not forget that all Buddhas are watching us. Why not we request that all Buddhas Bodhisattvas to kindly come and be the witness and the guest to undertaking the ceremony of undertaking the ceremony of taking aspiration Bodhisattva vow. As a gesture making the request to all Buddhas Bodhisattvas, let us slowly stand up, Adamul or dear messenger beings, to make 3 prostrations to all Buddhas Bodhisattvas. Okay, on your knees, page 52, okay, page 50, page 50. Okay. Imagine that you are such a little girl, just age 4 or 5, or a little boy, age 4 or 5, and for the first time in your life, you are making a public appearance on behalf of your school and your parents, knowing that you are making this public appearance, that they leave behind whatever they have to do that day to join the audience, waving their hands to you, saying that we're here, we're so proud of you. This is exactly what all Buddhist Bodhisattvas are feeling. They are feeling today. As you requested, they came to be the witness and the guest to you taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. And you, although you're a very little girl, little boy, you're a very responsible child, and you bring along with you all your siblings. This is exactly what you do here. You bring along with you all your demon centuries living on the side. Your parents, your children, your family members, and everyone with you, those who are sick, hospitalized, those who passed away, and so forth. And you are leading this practice, and you are inspiring everybody to join you. And Buddhist Bodhisattvas, they're watching us. With this mind, let us recite the following verses by contemplate on the meanings as much as possible. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please behave to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta and Abhashala to successful training in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please behave to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta and Lavashala to successful training in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please behave to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta and Lavashala to successful training in the Bodhisattva practices. Feel the joy of having received the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. You're very, very extremely meritorious. And all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, they are so proud. Just imagine that your mother, after all these many years of receiving complaint from the school principal, and today when she sees the school principal coming escorted by other teachers, the mother feels so apprehensive. What kind of complaint today? And school principal says, no, I came here to congratulate you. What for? That your little daughter, your son, both of them appointed as best students of the school for this year. And the mother could not believe her eyes. Yes, after all these many years of listening complaint, today she is here so pleasant to her ears. This is exactly what happens to all Bodhisattvas. They're so happy to see that. See what you're doing today. Since time immemorial till today, the Bodhisattvas, they only wish that you shun the cause of miseries, you shun the miseries, you shun the cause of miseries, you shun the non-virtues, and thereby be freed from the miseries. On the contrary, we always chase the cause of miseries, and thereby constantly shedding tears of pain. And I only wish that since time immemorial, that we embrace the virtues so that you have abundance of happiness. But on the contrary, we just destroy the virtues and we constantly remain deprived of the happiness. And today what it did is very different. The Bodhisattvas, the parents, they feel so proud of you. And this pride and happiness Bodhisattvas feel invoke the vitamin in the full-fledged form at the heart of the Bodhisattvas, multiply infinite number of times. Like rain shower, they descend to merge with the one that visualize the heart of your mom, and the heart of your father, and the heart of each of your sentient beings, yourself, and each of the sentient beings, everyone, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. It's amazing. This is so precious. And all sentient beings, they are extremely kind to you since time immemorial, as your mothers, as your fathers, as brothers, sisters, and so forth. And today you are able to offer them, make this gift the best of the gifts. There's nothing better a gift than this. And today you made this gifts to them. And of all the offerings to be made to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Buddha Shakyamuni made it very clear that one moment of practicing compassion far excels the gifts of the whole universe filled with gems and offered to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. If this were the case, what I mentioned of our having taken the auspicious Bodhisattva vow, and today you have made the greatest offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And out of your life, there's nothing greater meaning than what you've done today. You have given such a meaning, you've extracted such a purpose for your life. And all these three wonders happening because of the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. As just for thanking them, again let us stand up to make three prostrations to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas along with all their messenger beings. Okay, next page. For us to be connected with the teaching of Bodhicitta the wisdom emptiness in the future lifetimes, and that we seriously engage in this practice, that very soon the tears of samsara can be stopped and your happiness expand to infinity, and that you'll be able to share this wisdom with all the dimension beings. Okay, with this in mind, wholeheartedly let us recite these verses. by contemplating meanings. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to hold the true precious bodhicitta safe in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to hold the true precious bodhicitta safe in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicitta safe in the course of my life. In order to further increase this bodhicitta from now on, those with discernment who have lucid sees and awaken the mind in this way should highly praise in the following manner. Today my life is borne fruit, having well obtained this human existence. I've been born in the family of the Buddha and now one of Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions that I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble unsullied race. Just a blind man discovering a julep in a heap of rubbish, likewise by some coincidence, an awakening mind has been born within me. Is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes suffering death. It is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. It is a supreme medicine that quells the world's disease. It is a tree that shelters all beings wandering tired on the path of conditioned existence. It is the universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth. It is the adornment of the mind that dispels the torment of disturbing conceptions. It is the great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential butter from the journey to middle Dharma. For all those guests traveling on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience the abundance of happiness, this will satisfy with joy and actually place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, and all be joyful. Okay, dedication prayer. I dedicate the merits thus gathered, first realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas the 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May I, in all life, through the Father's merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect, and the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast the space that I've amassed from working with the effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds were surmised blinded by ignorance.
Om Muni Muni
Only 3 processions together.
Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Swaha.